All right, let's get to our morning business report now. April is Financial Literacy Month, so experts are encouraging parents to talk to their kids about money.
And more Americans say they'll have to pull back on spending because of high gas prices. Channel 3's Jane King live at the New York Stock Exchange for us. Good morning, Jane.
Hi, Caitlin and Caitlin. Good morning. Yes, consumers can't outrun high gas prices for much longer. That is according to Goldman Sachs, which says that the gas price increase will soon be felt, if not already. Now, the bank predicts gas prices will impact consumer spending this spring and summer. Well, some Hollywood actors signed an open letter protesting the Warner Brothers Paramount merger. The signers warned that this blockbuster corporate union would shrink competition at a time when the industry and audiences can least afford it. In a statement, Paramount Skydance said that they hear and understand the concerns that the creative community has raised, and they respect the commitment to protect and expand creativity. Warner Brothers Discovery agreed to be bought by Paramount earlier this year for $111 billion. And April is Financial Literacy Month, and according to new data from Intuit, which is a company behind TurboTax, Credit Karma, QuickBooks, and MailChimp, a survey found that families want more help to prepare their kids for real-life money decisions. And 88% believe financial literacy should be a core subject in school, just like math and science. Now, David Zazada, the VP of Education and Corporate Responsibility at Intuit, says that there are programs now in schools, and those are expanding. Meanwhile, a separate survey from Talker Research and Huntington Bank found many teens don't have a savings account or debit card, but parents say that they should have the first debit card by age 16 and a savings account by 13. Now, the stock market is betting it all works out with Iran. The Dow up 302 points yesterday, and today we are pointing higher. Dow's up about 100. Live from the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Back to you.